Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, I'm Lucy. I'm a mum of four, professional wing it parent. Just make it up as you go along and it's fine. I share all sorts on this channel and I'd love to have you subscribed if you're not already. Make sure you click that red subscribe button down below if you're not. Today I'm going to be sharing one of my currently videos to let you know what's been going on with us, more specifically with me, during June, and just have a little bit of a catch up. Got various different topics to fly through, so I'm going to get started. First topic is reading. I actually have a new book to tell you about. I feel like for the last few videos I've just talked about the same book because I was reading the same book, Discovery of Witches. Every time I talked about the fact I was loving it, I do love it. The fact it took me so long to read it is not any kind of message about how good the book is. The book's great. Just took me a while to read because I just don't have that much time to read. But I finished it, yay! And I loved it and I still recommend it. It's a really good book. I recommend it so much that I have now moved on to the next book because it is part of a trilogy, and the next book is called Shadow of Night. So I have been reading that and enjoying that. I feel like I'm still getting into it at the moment because it's quite a sort of change of direction from the first one. The setting is quite different, and yeah, it's a continuation of the same story. So the characters I feel like I know, but yeah, I'm still getting into it at the moment and kind of seeing where it's going to go, but I'm liking it. If you like grown-up Twilight, if you like books about kind of witches and vampires and demons and stuff like that, you'd probably like it. It's a really good book. I really like the first one, and I'm really liking the second one too. Planning is my next one, and I'm basically planning ahead. I feel like it's been a tough year for planning, hasn't it? Because we had lots of lovely things planned for May and June, none of which have happened, and it does feel a bit sad, but it does mean that a lot of those things that we did have planned have rolled over into next year. So I'm doing a lot of forward planning and looking ahead to next year. So we have rebooked the May holiday that we had to cancel. We've now rebooked that for Easter. We're looking ahead to potentially summer holidays for next year and maybe getting that booked up sooner rather than later. I feel like a lot of people are going to want to have more exciting years next year because we have had a lot of stuff not happen this year. Perk being that most of the stuff that I was supposed to be doing this year is being rescheduled for next year, and 2021, assuming that COVID has done one a bit by then, it's going to be one heck of a year because there's all sorts of exciting stuff going on. Watching, I think in my watching for last month I talked about the fact I was watching Dawson's Creek, and in a continuation of my reliving things I watched when I was younger, I've been really enjoying watching One Tree Hill. I actually was obsessed with One Tree Hill, but I've started watching it from the beginning, and I'm thinking that actually I didn't watch that programme from the start. I obviously know the characters and bits of it feel familiar, but I definitely didn't watch it religiously when it first started because there were definitely bits of it where I'm like, oh, I definitely have not seen this before. And I'm really enjoying watching it again. There's just something really comforting about watching those kind of real, it's a bit like reading chick lit or reading young adult fiction, isn't it? I guess it's just easy. And I'm really enjoying kind of getting my teeth stuck into some nice teenage drama on One Tree Hill. Although I watch these programmes now and I think, how as a teenager did I ever believe that these people acting in these parts were teenagers, because they all just look so grown up. Just a random observation of mine. I found it with Dawson's Creek. I was like, did I really buy it that these people are 16? Because they look like they're at least in their early 20s. But yeah, I'm enjoying the teenage drama. It's kind of nice, mindless, easy viewing. I would definitely recommend it. For my eating topic, aside from barbecue, because we're in the middle of a heat wave and what else is there to do but to eat barbecue, I have been loving the Humble Fab Lolly lately. I feel like it's often a bit of an overlooked ice lolly because it gives you a bit of everything. You get the fruity icy bit, you get the kind of creamy milky bit, and you get the chocolatey bit and the sprinkles. It gives you everything you could possibly want from a lolly, and I have been really, as you can tell, really enjoying a Fab. I feel like if you haven't had a Fab in a while, get yourself some because they're damn good and very overlooked and underloved. I feel like they deserve a bit more love. And do you eat them in layers like I do? Like, I like to peel all the sprinkles off, and then I like to get all the chocolate off, and then I like to just try and get them, you get the idea. I like to just eat them, the separate layers. Quite like the laboriousness of taking all the layers off. Definitely makes it a bit more fun. And I clearly need to get out more. I've given a lolly this much airtime. On the crafting front, last month I talked about my lockdown blanket. I moved on from my lockdown blanket to a lockdown scarf, because who doesn't need a scarf in the middle of a heat wave? It's beautiful though. Look at this thing of beauty. It's quite enormous and beautiful and lovely, and has got like this epic fringing on it. It's going to be lovely when the weather is cold, because it's going to be like wearing a blanket. Yeah, I've got to be the only person on the planet who decides that a heat wave in June is the perfect time to make a scarf. But it is beautiful, and I have very much enjoyed making it. Going not really anywhere still. I know that the lockdown restrictions and stuff are being lifted, and lots of people are going out and enjoying more days out and stuff. But for us as a family with 4 children, I still find it quite difficult. If I just had my older 2, who are 9 and 7, they get it, and they would stay away from people, and they would understand social distancing. But I have a 2-year-old. I mean, he probably wouldn't be the biggest problem because he'd be in a buggy, but I've also got a 4.5-year-old who just doesn't get it and finds the whole thing just quite unsettling, and in a lot of ways it's just easier for her to keep her at home. And because there are 4 of them, because you can guarantee they're all going to go in a different direction, from a management perspective, it's much easier to keep them at home. They've been loving going in the garden. I'm so glad we have a garden right now, but we haven't really been going anywhere particularly. Buying has mainly been lately about garden stuff. So we bought some new pots, some new plants, some new border, some seeds, some bits and pieces to tart up the front of our house, because last year was very much about the back garden, and this year has been a bit more about the front garden. We also bought a paddling pool, some foam mats to go into the paddling pool, some inflatables to go in the paddling pool. It's been all about stuff for our outside space, which I guess is natural because it's nice weather and we want to be outside in our outside space and enjoying it. So we've been getting bits and pieces to just kind of enjoy our outside space even more, really. Loving, I always find this one really easy this time of year. I've been loving the weather, the summer, the sunshine, the heat. The last few days we are slap bang in a heat wave right now, and it genuinely has felt at times like we're on a holiday. You know, that kind of thing when you open the door really early in the morning and it's like smells of hot, that kind of hot holiday type smell. I'm just loving it. I'm definitely a summer kid through and through. I love summer activities and the sunshine and just that simple pace that you get when it's summertime. I love it. I don't know if it's coming across how much I love the summer and the sunshine, but I'm very happy bunny this time of year. Just the sunshine makes me happy. Feelings. This is always the one where I get a bit deep, and I'm afraid this month is not really any different. I'm feeling a bit all over the place at the moment. Early on in lockdown, I was really, really anxious, I think like a lot of people. And then I found my peace with it, and actually I felt really okay with it. I kind of felt like I love spending time with my family, and that felt like an absolute gift. And I felt like where the rules were very black and white, it was very simple. We just stayed at home and that was fine. Right now, I feel like we're at a point obviously where lockdown measures are starting to ease, things are changing, and it just makes me feel really uneasy because it's like the rules were really black and white at the beginning of lockdown, and now we're like all the shades of grey in between, and everybody is going to have their own level of comfort with it and their own levels of anxiety and their own interpretations of the rules as well, and that just makes me a bit all over the place. So as much as I'm excited about the idea of being able to go out places, take the kids to the zoo and the beach, and maybe be able to meet up with people again, that feels really exciting, but it is twinned with a lot of just worry about safety and that kind of thing. Maybe I'm just an over worrier. I know I'm a bit of a worrier. I am very prone to worrying about stuff anyway, but I just feel like right now it's put me in this kind of real place where I'm stuck between being excited about life after COVID but not feeling like we're enough beyond COVID for me to really get excited about that post-COVID life. Does that make sense? I just want to wake up and it literally be over, like it be gone. And I know that's not going to happen. And I know we have to make these small incremental steps back to normality, but I would almost rather stay completely locked down until I can be completely normal. Does that make sense? And my final topic is celebrating in June. I celebrate my birthday in June, so I did celebrate my birthday. Although Dylan did tell me the other day that because I have a lockdown birthday, apparently I don't have to be a year older. I can almost act as if this birthday didn't happen and I get to just celebrate this month's birthday next year instead. So if you had a COVID birthday too, my 9-year-old Dylan says it's okay to just pretend your birthday didn't happen this year. I mean, that's a winner. In reality, my birthday was not that different than it would have been. We didn't have particular plans for my birthday. We were going to spend the day at home. We probably would have had a barbecue and maybe invite some family over, but we didn't do that. And actually the weather was rubbish. Like the one, like we had this amazing string of fantastic weather and the weekend of my birthday was a bit pants. The only thing that I will say is I should have been at a ball 2 days before my birthday, and then I should have been at a concert the night before my birthday, and obviously neither of those two things happened. So I was a bit blue the week of my birthday because I just felt a bit fed up about stuff that should have been happening, that should have been fun, that didn't happen, which is a bit of a bummer. But what can you do? I'll just have those things to look forward to next year instead. I did celebrate though on my birthday, graduating from the Couch to 5K programme. I talked about that last month. I've actually done a little tips video if that interests anybody that's thinking of starting or has recently started Couch to 5K, of kind of tips that I wish I'd known when I started it. I'll put a link just in the description to that video if you're interested in that. But yeah, I graduated, so I finished the 9-week programme and it was lovely because I actually was set to run it the week of my birthday, and it just happened I ended up having to take an extra rest day for something, so I ended up doing my graduation run on my birthday, which Lucy of previous years would never have believed that I would have chosen to go for a run on my birthday, but I did, and it was my graduating run. And it was really nice actually, because when I came home, Rich and the kids had put balloons and like a ribbon out the front so that I could run through the ribbon for the finishing line. They ordered me a medal. It didn't arrive in time, so they made me like a paper medal instead, and the medal did come the next day. But it was really nice to kind of have a bit of a celebration of the fact that I'd achieved it. It was a big thing for me. I know it's not a big thing for a lot of people, but it was a big thing for me, and it was really nice to kind of make my birthday a little bit celebratory by doing that on my birthday. So yeah, that's another month gone. How fast is this year going? It's ridiculous to me that we're halfway through the year. Anyway, I feel like I've chatted for long enough and you're probably bored of listening to me now. If you stuck in here this long, well done. Let me know something that you have been loving or drinking or eating or enjoying or whatever down in the comments. I'd love to know some more about you. It's great to get to know you guys a little bit better. Thanks for coming and spending a bit of your time with me today, and I will see you for another video really soon. Mwah! Bye everyone!